There's a couple of benefits of putting out content regularly. One, you're building an asset, but that takes time and it's free and you never know what content's going to work. And so it's just a discipline. It's a discipline that I don't have. But the discipline of putting out content every single day, what that does is it builds the muscle, which is pretty awesome. But more than that, what is insightful there is it gives you some data about one of the content pieces that seemed to hit while the other ones didn't. And once you get that insight to say, well, one got 300 impressions, the other got 300, the other got 3,300, then there's something about that piece of content that you can now leverage. And that means when you go on a podcast, when you write an article, when you do the various things, focus on what was included in that content more than other things, right? Because one of the things that we don't know, and it is a bit of the rolling of the dice, is how do I know what piece of content I put out is actually going to work? And so we just kind of like shotgun it. It's like throwing spaghetti up against a wall. We think there's some really good content, but we throw it up against a wall and up against a wall. All of a sudden something hits. What we need to do now with that information is double down on that data, right? Because now we know what hits. We should say my next podcast interview should be all about that. My next article should be all about various ways of saying that same thing 10 different ways, rather than coming up with new ones. Now, of course, if you're writing every day, come up with new ones and all the rest of that there. But the point is, if you can continue to take the data you are getting from that information and spin that so that, again, your next 5 pieces of content should all be a rewriting of the one that got the highest leverage point. So that's number one. Number two, respin it in the sense where if that's a post that was getting that much organic traction, I would go in there, edit it with a call to action that sends them to your offer page or your fast track page or whatever you're doing now, and then put some paid money behind it.